Welcome to SaturdayCall.com with your host, Angel Chandler.
All right, welcome guys to our Saturday call. Happy, what is it? We're like the third Saturday in July, or is it the second one? I don't even know. I can't believe how fast July is going. But this is our team call, guys. Invite your people. Right now, if you're on this call right now, you are the guys showing up in the middle of the summer, which is amazing. But invite your people, share it with the team, tell people to come here, come and hang out with us. Even if they're on vacation, they can spend an hour with us to get excited about the team, about what's going on, to hear the announcements. This is a really important meeting that we have every Saturday. It's an important, we always say, don't spend too much time on personal development and mindset and all of that. Be actively building your business. This hour that we spend on Saturdays is part of actively building your business because it's where we come together as New You Life to mastermind. You know that we have Empower Hour and all of that, and that's industry wise, but this is where we get down to New You Life information, New You Life strategies. We do coaching on the spot. We talk about what's working right now, promotions, all of that. And Teresa was amazing enough to let us know that what's really missing is our recognition and welcoming that we used to do every single Saturday. If you guys remember when we did the business roadmap to success, it always started with team recognition, welcoming new members, rank advancement announcements. And we took that away because we kind of felt like people were getting bored of it. But we're going to bring it back. But the way we're going to bring it back is the first Saturday of every month. We're going to welcome and congratulate all the people from the month before. So it won't be a part of every single week. It'll be the first Saturday every month. So make sure, especially your new people, or especially somebody, even if they've just recruited their first person or got their first customer, because I need to know customers too, guys. That I can't see in the enrollment tree. So I just need you to let me know if somebody got a customer, okay? So we want to acknowledge that. So just that excitement will be coming back. So first Saturday of August, we'll start that again for July. And again, I'm going to send out the text. Now I'm going to pass it over. We've got some cool topics today, Paul. And you told me a really, not a story, I guess, you told me about a pizzeria that I said, we got to talk about that today as well on the
Okay,
call.
yeah, and I got notes on that to talk about that. But I want to, while
Okay.
you're doing the text, I want to talk about the recognition call.
Okay.
And guys, Empower Hour started out as Power Hour, then it became Empower Hour, then it kind of went back a little bit on what we're doing. The calls evolve, and the calls evolve because you guys tell us what you like, what you don't like, and some people will tell us like some of the things we're bringing back is because people didn't like it, right? So we try to serve you guys and reach, out to you where you are. You get in where you fit in. Well, we train you where you need it. So again, take this call and share the call. If you need something said or coached on or trained on, if you're having challenges with your team, that's fine. One of the phenomenons in network marketing, I've seen this over and over again with um, with people who come new into the business and they have some quick success and then kind of things fade out a little bit or whatever. And I noticed that instead of bringing people to a call where it would all be together and share the stuff live, they want to kind of make their notes and then go back and they want to have like a team training. Okay, I get you wanting to bond. This is not about the Paul and Angel show, right? But we put a lot of work, a lot of effort, and a lot of our own personal training in action to do this, right? So when you do that, you are building your own team community, right? But you're not letting them see the bigger picture. How many of you, unmute your calls if you want, but how many of you has seen my post that I did about Korea, what's going on in Korea right now? There's an event going on with over 850 people in there, and at last count, 825 of them were from our team. Myself, Jeannie Kim, Angel, that's our Korea team. All right. There's things happening, and if you don't bring people in to see the bigger picture, the people who didn't go to Utah and don't see the bigger picture, it's like they feel they're in this small company, right? They feel like, oh, maybe it's just these 20 people or these 30 people or these 50 people, when there's thousands of us all over the world, and there's a power to that. There's a belief that comes from that. So what I'm going to tell you is, I don't mind you taking some of the trainings, making them your own, put your own spin on it, have your little team call or your big team call. But what I want to tell you is you're missing the bigger picture. Why do you think I get on the Sunday call? Why do you think I get on the Gel and Tell? Why do you think I get on other companies' calls or I listen to Tony Robbins just to get the new information that's out there? Okay, so that's what I want to say. But the recognition is important. I think Teresa is right because if you don't see other people having success, you're going to think nobody's having success. And it's either going to light a fire under your butt. It may even disappoint you a little bit, but it should be motivation. And some of the things we're going to talk about today, about those missing pieces or that feeling in the pit of your stomach about not being good enough or not being fast enough or not being rich enough or not being healthy enough, is something we all deal with. We all deal with it. I'm going to be honest with you. I feel really good the last 2.5 days. But I just came out of a really funky personal rut, dealing with personal relationships, family, illnesses. My sciatica was like out of control. Literally living in the worst pain of my life that I've ever had from the sciatica. It just got really bad this time. I have some relief as of yesterday and today. I'm trying some things out, but everybody goes through it. And if you never realized that I go through that kind of stuff, or Angel does, or Peg does, or Danny, one of the most positive people I know that she goes from time to time. You know why? Because we share with each other. We reach out to each other, we help each other, not just to make money, but to be friends and to really, everybody says, oh, I want to do this because I care about people and I want to change lives. Well, start effing changing lives, right? Start changing lives. Okay, so enough of that. I love the recognition thing. It's got to come back once a month. It's good, but you got to get your people on because if their name's going to be mentioned, they need to be on the call. Promotion of a call is very, very, very important. Very important. Okay. So, Angel, are you ready or?
Yeah.
Okay. So, guys, look, we're going to talk about. We got a new spin on. You know what we always talk about in the holidays and then during the summer? It's the network marketers, the top network marketers who get busy during the holidays. It's the top network marketers who don't slow down in the summer, right? I'm not even going to teach that anymore. You know why? It's like trying to teach you about Somaderm. Half of you people on this call know more about Somaderm than I do. So what I'm going to tell you is I'm not going to teach you stuff that you know or you've heard from other people. We're going to make sure that everything we give you is new or fresh. And what I want to talk about today, or what we want to talk about today, sorry, Angel, is summer isn't slow. Summer is a mirror. Okay. So you got to see that summer doesn't just slow down your business because people are doing other things. It reveals the consequences of what you didn't do in the winter. But more importantly, it reveals the consequences of what your prospects or potential prospects didn't do for the winter. Okay. So Angel, I don't know if you want to go through some of the points that we put out here. No?
Can't keep my no, I will, but I
What?
wanted to say the one
Oh, I'm
point that
not
I don't
watching
think
you
is
because I got my screen in front.
okay. I want to say the one point that I don't think is in here that you and I were talking about. So I'll start with that. And it's really, guys, when you're getting into this mindset now of what we're going to be training on today. Sorry, it wouldn't stay up on my monitor. It keeps on turning off. It's annoying me. So I'll keep it, I'll have it on my phone.
Okay.
I think, guys, we were talking this morning and it's like, we always train you from the perspective of you want to be recruiting and talking to the people who are like you, right? Like you're going after the people like you. Danny and I were talking about that yesterday, right? She's looking for the Dannies. She's going to have to go through a lot of sifting for that kind of gold, right? But that's who ideally she's looking for. In the summer, you got to get into the mindset of the other people. Right.
Right.
And Paul made a really good point. You said that people are sitting on the beach and the guys are looking at the other guys going, man, I wish I had done a little bit more and looked like that right now this summer. The women
Right.
are
Who's
doing
got
the same
abs?
thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
the
ahead.
women, when you go in your one piece and you just wish you would have done enough work to get into that bikini one more time or whatever, right? And you see another woman your age in a bikini and you're like, damn it, I wish I looked like that. That's what people are thinking, right? So you made a really good point that we think that people are in this vacation mode and oh la la, who cares? But no, their biggest regrets or their biggest failures up until the summer are coming out in their emotions of what they're seeing and how they're feeling, right? So yeah, they're hiding. Exactly, Teresa. So you made a good point. This may be a customer time. This
Right.
may be a time where you're talking to people about your products, right? Not so focused on recruiting. People are like, it's summer. I'll talk about that later, right? What do they need right now, though? They need the products. They want to be feeling better. What are they doing to their bodies? What are they eating? Are they barbecuing? Are they partying? Are they sipping margaritas on the boat, right? Those are the kind of things you got to get into people's mindset this summer. So I thought that was really good, Paul. So it's a little bit of a flip on the summer training.
It's a big flip because, like, we all talk about, oh, people don't work during the summer. It's the truth is, people aren't happy in the summer. They are, and they're convincing themselves, but there's those little missing pieces, right? The beach doesn't show off a tan. It highlights the regrets that those people have, right? Summer, for some, it's a reward for some. Hey, I worked all winter and I got myself in shape and everything. I can't wait to take my shirt off. And for others, it's a reminder, like, oh my God, I better keep my t-shirt on, right? That's just one thing. But what about, no way, I'm going to the beach. I can't take the heat anymore. I'm getting older. I'm not going to walk all the way down the sand. My calves hurt. All of those things, or even the fact that they put the vacation on a credit card and they convince themselves so much. So what's happening right now is, I'm going to tell you, forget about all the BS about, well, only the good people and only the serious people are working during the summer on their business. And I want you to focus on the mindset of the people that are trying their damnedest to enjoy their summer right now. Those are your customers. And I'm sorry, but you could look at a guy or a girl and tell them that that's not, that guy doesn't have abs. He's got reverse abs, and this girl is not or shouldn't be in a bikini, right? I'm not being rude. I'm just telling you that there's certain things that are obvious, and then you have a tactful way of saying your business can either handle them financially, health-wise, or both. And fortunately for most of us, we're getting both of it, right? So, it's okay. It's when they started admiring others, that girl, you see another woman in a bikini, wow, she's in good shape. I see a guy, he's got great, abs or arms or whatever. That's not envy, really. It's untapped desire. It's the desire in the person looking to say, wow, I desire that for myself. You would rather look in the mirror, right, and say, this is who I want to be. I mean, with caution, guys. Look, we're not going to look like we did in our 30s, right, or in our 20s. We're just not going to. But at the level you're at, realize about what would make you happy. So think about the untapped desire, because we'd rather be the person, because of our ego, we'd rather be the person that other people are admiring, vice versa, right? So we're in the business, you guys are all in the business that solves exactly that, the issue, that we solve that problem, right? So, Angel, any thoughts?
Yeah, well, I just want to quickly say before we go to Teresa and Pay, because they both have their
Oh,
hands up.
good. It's good. Yeah, so we don't have to talk as much.
But I think, and when you're talking about that, like, you're not going to walk up to somebody and say, hey, like, whoa, you shouldn't be wearing that. Like, that is
I
like,
saw a video though. I saw a video. It was a woman at like some apartment complex, right? And she's yelling. You can't see the people in the pool, but I guess it's some younger girls. And I don't know if she's wearing some revealing bikini. You don't see them, but you see this older woman walking down the end of the pool, blasting these girls about how dare they wear this kind of bikini or whatever they were wearing. I don't know, but I wish I would have had it. I would have played it
that's funny.
because this woman was a Karen and a half.
I would say, guys, if you haven't been watching Peg's stories and how she's doing testimonials and how she's got it up and doing the video, that's new. It's catching people's attention, right? You're not just posting the picture and saying, oh, look at Teresa and look at her hair growth and, look at Veronica and look what she's talking about it. She's sharing the actual story. Right. So share test, the easiest way to get people's attention and to tap into their emotions of feeling like the desire and the failure and all of that and the things they're regretting is to show them other people who are doing what they want to do, right? Or achieving what they want to achieve. So I'll go to Teresa.
So just to touch on the point of gathering customers, I was talking with a top networker last week, and we were commiserating over our, our mutual team's decline in production. Right, we're both have an interest in another company, and she said, "There's this one guy, and his volume hasn't changed a penny. I mean, not a flippin' penny." Not through 2008, not through, any of the stuff, none of it. This guy's a rock solid, same. And I go, what's his secret? She goes, he he never really attracted leaders, but he has a huge loyal customer base. That's that to me was like, what are we told? Go for networkers, go for business, business, business. Awesome. They're either going to grow into the business, as many of us are, or they're already in the business and they're looking for a new home, and that's great. And it's maintaining lots of relationships. But in the meantime, it's like, I feel like I'm asking people to do way too much, and that I really just need him to ask to have him just try this product, not to commit to it for life or anything, just to try it. They'll give a 60-day money back guarantee, but I really think with homeopathy to give it fair for something really to shift, it's 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
No. You'll see improvements definitely in 2 months, but I, I would not be spending the money I'm spending without absolutely getting incredible benefit. Like I'm in the excitement. I'm in the honeymoon phase. I want to keep that going. But truly, I just thought customers, I wish, so here's my wish, if you can get the ears of whoever makes the decisions, that we could have sort of a Canadian customer program, you know.
It's going to be coming. Like it's that whole rollout is coming. So just patience with that. They know it's needed. The plan is to have it there, so it's coming.
And also because they're doing the distribution thing, which should be very
Yeah,
soon, where we're going to be shipping
exactly.
from inside of Canada.
Yeah, I want to quickly make a point on what Teresa said too, because it triggered the value of what we have, talking about the fact that the products are going to take about 3 to 6 months to really be effective. You have to set that expectation, and that expectation, don't attach a fear to is setting that expectation. A lot of times we get so snappy and we want to grab a customer because, oh my God, at least it's something, that we
Right.
don't set that expectation, and you're setting them up for the failure or the expectation that this is going to be some amazing product they're going to feel within 24 hours, and if they don't, then they're let down, right? When you set that expectation, you're actually setting your value in yourself and in the products, and Paul's going to be talking about that coming up, what that value looks like. But don't be afraid of that. If they can't grasp the concept that a product, a homeopathic product, is going to take 3 to 6 months to work, then they're probably not your best customer, right? You don't want to have somebody who's coming in and returning the product and affecting your volume and doing all of that, right? So that was a great point, Teresa. We'll go to Peg next.
You go to pick, and then to remind me, I want to talk about the company that I keep getting pitched on that, it's a 6 month window for, and I'll explain that and they're
Oh
doing
yeah, that
well,
was that was
you
good.
know?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, hi guys. I totally agree with you, Angel. What I tell people is, thank God, just to frame it, thank God we didn't age in 1 week. Like
Yeah.
this is going to take time, right? Can you imagine if you looked in the mirror and just like, oh my God, what's happening? This is happening so fast. So, it does take that time. And I tell people if they're not willing to do at least 60 days at a bare minimum, I would rather them commit to 90, that to save your money. If you're going to try one bottle, don't do it, because
Right.
you're
Right.
not going to get that much that you're going to say, oh, yes, this is worth it for me to keep going. You've got to get, I really put that in their head. But I wanted to talk about, you were talking about getting customers over the summer and how people aren't happy with their body or where they're at. And you were saying, you were saying you don't want to be a Karen, right? You don't want to be like, hey, you need this. I like to put it back on me. And I just wanted to share something that inspired me that I saw just a couple days ago. It was this woman in an airport with a carry-on, like a personal item in front of her, like a backpack, and she's doing lunges with her backpack in the airport. And it says, when you've had, the text said, when you've had 6 months to get beach ready, and now you've got 30 minutes to lose the last 10 pounds, right? So, I think just having that comic aspect of it to draw people in, right? That,
Yeah.
like, that's not me, that's not my situation, but it's good. People are gonna be like, oh yeah, I've been there. I know that, right?
Mm.
And like you could even just put something like that little scenario into ChatGPT and say, I want to do a post that's comical to get people's attention, to draw them in to, it could be, you could tell it knows all of our products, right? I want to, bring people in and have them look at this, and I want a comical post, something like this, right? Just that I really like that. I think that those comical posts do really well. I don't do enough of them. So I just want to.
Yeah. And they are so good. I started grabbing some, like, it's so funny. As marketers, you can teach stuff, you can talk about stuff, you can find, like, I come across stuff that's super funny, and it has to do with menopause or aging, and I laugh at it, I like it, and I move on. And I'm like, why am I not? I can be using other people's content, other people's funny stuff, and say, hey, do you relate to this? Like, then I don't have to do the post. I'm just sharing what somebody else has done, right? And they do. And sometimes people are more attracted to what you share or post when it's not you, because they aren't going to perceive it like, oh, Renee's just trying to sell me on something. Like, she's just trying to sell me. Instead, Renee shared something super funny and saying, do you relate to it? Who
Yeah,
relates to
no,
this?
and you can even do a remix, like on Instagram. You can take
Yeah.
and
Well,
do a
none of
remix.
us know how to do that but you, Peg. But
Select, you just go to your video. If it allows remix, select remix, and then you can do it, like, you can do it as a background, you can do it side by side, and then
okay.
you're sitting there going, yeah, get this? Like, can you relate? Right? That's all you got to do.
Like
And
all those people that did that with that cheating couple at the Coldplay
oh my
concert.
God, yeah.
How many of those did you see, right? With people sitting there watching it.
Oh
Oh,
And
my
people are
God, that poor couple.
superimposing the faces, and they're
I know.
doing
Somebody
Leonardo
did it with
DiCaprio.
one guy did it with his dog. Like he was patting another dog, and the text said, when you're patting another dog, how your dog feels. And the guy's like, it was so funny. It was probably the funniest one I saw.
That's funny.
Go ahead, Diane.
I think we should all get together, have a weekend in Florida, and have Peg train us on social media.
Oh.
I second that
Is that
notion.
something that's attractive to you guys, that we could maybe wait till the weather turns a little bit, because you don't want to go down there now, but
No,
is that something that if we got a big Airbnb or something, or even just everybody did their, a couple of little Airbnbs, and we had one place that we could meet, does that something that would, let's throw that out there and think about it, Di, and
Yeah.
then, and thank you for volunteering for putting it all together.
you got it.
I love that.
Actually, it's funny because you were talking about possibly doing something in New Jersey at your backyard, and Diane's got a magnificent backyard. It's massive too. It's absolutely massive. But whatever.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm not offering it. I'm just saying. I'm just bragging about your yard. Okay.
Imagine all the
Okay.
content we could do too, right? We could batch so much content in a couple of
Yes.
days all together.
So
Yes.
that's what I wanted to tell you. So a couple of things. There's this social media stuff that I'm wondering if maybe we can convince Peg to maybe create, maybe if we had a social media post of the day. And, we talk to a lot of other networkers and what they're doing and what their systems are and things like that. Angel, I have to send you some stuff that was sent to me yesterday by that guy with Suresh, and holy moly, they got
Okay.
a really nice way to do their onboarding and getting started.
Okay.
It's almost like a digital magazine, and it flips. And when it flips to the next
Ooh.
page, you put on a video. Very cool. We're definitely robbing that. And I told him already, so whatever. All right. So listen, we're going to wrap up this segment, and we're going to move on to the next segment, the pizza place segment. But summer, it's not slow in the summer. It's not the slow season. It's the truth season. So if you're not collecting and building your pipeline based on all those, hey, I saw you were down the beach in the summertime or whatever, everything. And like, if you notice a prettier person in the background of the picture, or utilize your social media to come up with a reason to contact them. Right?
Ooh, yay, Julie's coming to Florida. Sorry.
What's that?
Julie's coming to Florida.
All right. That would be awesome. That would be really awesome.
I
Yeah,
want to
let's
say,
go. Let's get 50 people in the UK so we can get on a plane
yeah,
and get
that would
there.
be amazing.
Go
When
ahead.
you just said that too, what was I? Oh, make a list. If there's somebody that you're not comfortable with reaching out to right now because you're going to get the cold shoulder, they're not going to respond, or they're out at the lake and they're having a blast and they're posting all their pictures, make a note of them, and then in September say, you know what, Teresa, I saw you in the summer, I saw you at a blast, I wanted to reach out, I didn't want to bug you at that time, I'm not going to come to you and bother you when you're
Perfect.
out having fun, but you've been on my mind and you're somebody that I'd love to work with or share what I'm doing. You're exactly who I'm looking for. Is that something you're open to having a conversation about, right?
Right.
Making your pipeline list for people you're going to reach out to.
And you could say, oh my God, it was so funny seeing your husband with the big fat belly with the beer can sitting on top of his belly. I thought that was the funniest shot, right? The funniest picture of the whole thing. Okay. So summer's not your slow season, it's the truth season. So while you're watching people relax, they're watching someone else wishing that they were better, or at least admiring. Now, it's not all this bad feelings. It's just that people wish they were in better shape. People wish their back didn't hurt. People wish their eyelashes were not falling out. You know.
Well, yeah. And we're talking about, are my eyelashes bad right now? Are you giving me a hint?
No, no. Oh my God, no. And actually, you're over here on this screen because I'm reading my notes on this screen, so I can't
Sometimes
tell.
he'll text me and he'll be like, "What's up with your eyelash?" And I'm like, "Oh shoot, I put them on really fast. Hang on." Anyways, we're talking a lot about vanity and what people are looking at in their physical appearance, but what are people sitting at home or sitting behind their desk at work, 9 to 5, 9 to 9 maybe, watching people vacation, watching people out at the lake? That money fear is there too, right? Like, oh shoot, I didn't work hard enough this year. Like that's the life I want to be living, and I'm not even close. And all I'm thinking about are my bills I have to pay and all this debt that's piling up. And my kids are in daycare during the summer, and all I want to do is spend time with them, right? That's another thing going on in people's heads. So
Right.
don't forget that. Be looking for those people too, because if you're hearing people complain during the summer, those are your people, right?
And for the most part, summer's not going to slow down your momentum. It reveals to you who never had momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you got a lot of stuff going on, you got people out with their laptop or their phone at the beach because their just business is growing so well that they got to keep up with it. Okay. Your next customer isn't lazy. They're just uncomfortable and they have not found a solution yet. You know, I was reaching out to a guy. He just started a weight loss journey. He was like 400 and some odd pounds. And I said, listen, I'd love to give you my product for free. I want you to try it. Maybe we could do something. Maybe it'll motivate you if you know you have goal setting or whatever. Problem is, everybody had the same idea. So instead of starting out with the 450-pound guy that's starting his journey and making it obvious and going viral with it, find somebody who's not viral, but is starting a journey, or I got to get to the gym, or watch people's messages. Start listening to them and stop talking to them and start listening to them. All right. So just start rescuing people from their regrets. Give them a solution, whether it's financial, whether it's physical, whether it's heart. Look, you know, there are people, they're like, oh, let's go for a walk down the beach. And you go 15 steps and they're out of breath. You know, that's something to talk to somebody about. Right? Okay, so we're going to move on. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or anything at the whole summer, looking at the summer differently, looking at it as the opportunity that where it reveals people's needs, desires? That's really the way I want you to look at it. I'm never going to teach again about, oh, you know, all the busy people, all of us work harder in the summer than we do because you people aren't doing it, so there's more room for us. I probably learned that from an Amway tape that's 35 years old. It's old school. The bottom line is there's stuff going on and people, the summer is going to expose people.
Well,
For
and the
either.
thing is, the people who are going to work during the summer don't need to be told to work during the summer,
Yes.
right? Like that's it. We're
Right.
just
It reveals who's in momentum and who's not.
yeah, and other people are just feeling shame, right? So they're not going to show up to a Saturday call if all we're doing is saying, "Hey, who you know, the people who are working, the people who want this are working." You're going to do it or you're not. We're not there to push you into your phone at the beach or at the lake, right? Or want to make those reach outs. Danny's got her hand up before
Yeah, but
we.
wait, there's a fly that's been in here for since the Monday night call, and either he's going to friggin' sign up or I'm going to take a flamethrower because he keeps flying around me. And he was here during Empower Hour, and he didn't even ask for the video. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So just basically a comment, like with my gym, like and personal training for years. I've been doing this for 34 years and I never ever have a slow time. And when I do have a slow time, I get pissy. And most of the time my slow time is like a July or an August. And people like, oh, well, Danny, it's summer. Like, you know, like it's okay. I'm like, no, it's not okay. I'm Danny motherfucking K. It doesn't happen. Like, I don't do slow time. Like, I am consistent all freaking year round. So when I do have that slow time of whatever their people, you know, the people's reasons are, you know, mine is just like, no, that's an excuse that I don't live with and I don't have an excuse. And you're trying to give me an excuse and I'm not validating it because I should have X amount of members or X amount of training or, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, so just basically a comment of kind of like, backing up what you're saying. You know, it's like there should be no slow time. There's, if you're working constantly, or keeping it just right there in the midst of everything, I don't have a slow time. So when I do, because I am busting my ass, and when I do have a slow time, I get pissy. So there's no excuse for, me having a slow time because I'm busting my ass all year round.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. And you can use those moments too when like somebody's giving you an excuse or giving and just be like, no problem. If that's how you feel, honestly, I don't allow myself to have those excuses. So that's okay. You do you, I'll do me. It kind of makes them go, ooh, what?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Well,
what'd you just say? It's just like the how long is that okay? How long is that going to be okay, right? When people say they don't have enough money to join. Okay, but
yeah.
how long is that going to be okay
Yeah.
for you?
Well,
Like,
and most of the time it's like my friends or like another trainer or something, they're kind of like allowing me to be okay on myself because they know I'm like super hard on myself. But
mhm.
I'm like, if I'm not super hard on myself, like I wouldn't be where I'm at. Like I built a Danny K brand by myself without social media. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I'm going to be a little hard on myself. So I don't need like your validation to say, hey, it's okay to slack. Because I
Yeah.
don't slack, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Well, it's just like those things where we say like when you don't receive what somebody says to you or you don't accept their opinion of you or if somebody says, this is always like when Paul said at the beginning of the call, I'm not good at opening up the call. It's like the reason you're not good at opening up the call is because you tell yourself you're not, right? Like something as silly as that. But it's like if you don't accept it for yourself,
Right.
right? You can say, I don't accept that. I don't
Yeah.
accept that. I'm not allowing you to accept it and I'm not accepting it for you.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
That was a great observation. Thank you for pointing out my weaknesses. I
I'm
really
always I'm always here for you to do that.
absolutely. Oh, I got a really good line for that, but I'm not going to say it. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So,
Uh-oh.
so not in mixed company. All right. So so you guys got the whole thing about the summer, right? I hope you took some stuff away from that on how to use it to build your business, that the fact that in every negative, there's a positive. People aren't working, but they're going through that experience sitting on the beach. There's the opportunity. Look for the opportunity in every single time we share something with you. There's always an opportunity. Oh, this person won't do this. What will they do? And when will they do it? Because someone's going to make a change and do something. It may not be right now. So I want to read you. So this whole thing came about as Angel and I always talk before the Saturday call. Either I'm on the way home from the gym or whatever, and I would pass this pizzeria called Vesuvio in town. And he's been there for like 40 years, maybe more. I mean, I remember getting it there when I was like in my early 20s when I used to come down here with my friends and even like 18 years old. And we used to go to Vesuvio. It's sort of close to the beach. And the sign hasn't changed. It's faded. Vesuvio, you could just about read it. The decor, those Coca-Cola Tiffany lamps. It's like a fake Tiffany lamp hangs from the ceiling and it says Coca-Cola on it in script, and those Formica boots. It's the orange top with the wood grain benches. That's what Vesuvio is. There's no online ordering. You could call him by phone. He still picks up the phone, rings, bring, and he holds up, with the big long cord. No credit cards and no delivery. And yet every Friday night, there's a line out the door. So
And his
why?
hours, you said his hours are short too.
Oh, is that? Yeah, he closes at least an hour or two before every other pizzeria in town. All right. And there's like if I'm in the mood for pizza and I don't mind getting out and getting in the car, I'm going to Vesuvio. Now it's a traditional New York style pie, which is a large 16 or 18-inch pie, and it's just a rolled crust on the edges. It's just cheese and sauce. Yes, he makes sausage and he makes meatball. He makes all these kind of crazy combinations. But a New York style pizza is a little different because when I go to Winnipeg, and what they think is pizza. No, but it's different. It's a smaller pie and there's like a lot of stuff on it. And they put chicken cutlet and jalapeno, whatever. I get all of that. But if you just ate that as a cheese pizza, it's like, no, I want the one with the 6 toppings because the one with no toppings just doesn't taste right, right? It's just not. This is a thing where you could literally just peel the crust off and eat it. And it's like really good Italian bread. So he knows his value. Now, I didn't see this when I was telling her about the pizzeria. She went into the whole thing. That's a great value story. So he makes the best pizza, not just in town, but we live in a beach town. So there's 4 towns surrounding and everybody comes to Vesuvio. Most people will take a pie, put it on the hood of their car, sit out in front. And it's weird because there's a gas station next door to it. So they're eating at the gas station. So he's not worried about being convenient. He's focused on being worth it. Right. And sometimes I think we sell ourselves short. We give so much training, so much coaching, so much this, Teresa, I see you shaking your head, right? We talk to people longer than we should, right? Of people who don't see our value. So he closes earlier than everybody else. He doesn't apologize. He respects his time, but so do the customers now. Right. So, oh, we got to go to Maria's because Vesuvio's closed already, or Vesuvio's closing. Right. Or by the time I put my shoes on, he's going to be closed. He doesn't advertise. He's never advertised. You're not going to see in a newspaper, buy one, get one free, no specials, and people still go to him. Okay. Because when you know your value, people feel it. Okay. And when you act out of that value, people trust it. Yes, I'm sure people have gotten pissed off. Jesus, you don't take a credit card. I came all the way down here and I don't have cash on me. I'm sure those moments have happened. And all he does is point next door to the deli and goes, they have an ATM next door in there. That's all. Like, he doesn't even get upset about it anymore. Right? But there is an ATM at the gas station and there's an ATM right next door at the deli. So you can go in and do that. Right? So I don't know, Angel, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah,
And I'd like to hear everybody else.
I wrote down
'Cause-
some notes because it's really FOMO, right? People have FOMO about not being able to get his pizza on a Friday, right? So they're going to make sure they make it on time. They're going to make sure, and we don't create that FOMO with ourselves, with our value, with our products, with our company, with our Zooms, right?
We're
It's like, oh,
begging people to try our product and
yeah.
telling people, just, hey, look, if you're not interested, that's fine.
Yeah,
We've
if you're
sold
not
over
into,
10
so
million
that's
bottles of this
actually
crap.
that's actually what I wrote down. So you made me think when you're following up with somebody and you're getting that ghosting or you're getting that, hey, no, not right now, or hey, can you just leave me alone or whatever, you could be like, you know what, Rochelle, thanks so much for saying that to me. I am so busy and I didn't want to let you down and I wouldn't want to leave you hanging and I don't want to not be able to service you. I'm so busy right now with all my other people. I'm going to go. You let me know when you're ready or if you're ever interested. Okay. So you take care. Have a great summer. Have a great fall. Have a great whatever. You can do that because then she's going to be like, what? It's just like when we say, you know what? I know the business isn't going to be for you, but you should probably take a look at the product line. Or I know the business isn't going to be for you, but maybe you know somebody that is. What do you mean it's not for me? You know your value, right? You're saying, listen, I'm not going to beg you. I'm not going to push you. I'm not going to plead with you. Or if you're getting that follow up and somebody isn't responding, hey, obviously this isn't for you, Linda, but this might be for somebody else. Do you know anybody? You've received a lot of information from me. You've seen what this is. Do you know anybody that this might be for? I'd appreciate any referrals whatsoever. And let me know how I might be able to help you someday too. Definitely would love to repay the favor, right? Those kind of things you're just saying like, listen, I'm not desperate. This is my business. Think of yourself as Vesuvio from now on. Right? What would Vesuvio do?
So convenience, right? Having me go to a convenience store and say, oh my God, you got to taste the cheese stick that I bought at this convenience store. Oh my God, the Slurpee was, no, convenience is just convenience. That's it. But conviction to a great product makes you respected and makes you liked. Right? We all go to a convenience store and pay a little bit more for coffee at 7 o'clock in the morning because we ran out of coffee. Right?
Yeah.
Now, do we want it? But meanwhile, we're walking in, we're looking over our shoulder. Who's going to rob my car while I'm in the convenience store? So think about a convenience store. Yes, there's a place for them, right? But then think about people with conviction and conviction to build. So most people in this business, most of you are chasing clients instead of drawing them in and saying there's a value to it, right? Look, we're really rethinking a little bit about it because we got to be careful that when what we're doing may be pushing people away because they think they have to be like us to be able to build the business. So we got 2 tracks going on, and we're going to be making an effort to show that we do 2 businesses. One business is our coaching and training, and one business is our network marketing business. Okay? Because if we don't draw that distinction, people are going to think you have to spend years of training and years of all this other stuff just to be able to be successful in the business. Be careful when you use us and let people know we're a tool, just like the shipping, just like the credit card processing that the company provides, just like the product development. We are just a tool for you to grow your business.
Yeah.
We are not the business. You own your own business. Use us as a tool. And we're going to try to keep defining those boundaries for people so we could all be more successful. Okay? In
And that
fact, go ahead.
No, a perfect example of that is Barb Howe, right? She connected us with Pablo. Barb didn't have to do, she didn't make it seem like he needed to be like us. She used us as that tool. She uses us as that tool.
Barb uses us all the time. All she does.
Poor Barb.
We love you, Barb, and I know it's working out well. So, and those 2 people you gave me too, I'll be working on them today, and we got your little marketing plan going, guys.
Yeah.
We'll meet you. You get in where you fit in. Use us where you need to use us. We don't build a business for you. We build a business with you.
No, and I think that this conversation this morning even allowed us, like, it's so funny when we're talking about the training, we're training ourselves. And so
Of
in our
course.
conversation, we said, we, with our value, we have to value our time a little bit more too. And I said, Paul, all these things that we need to be doing and want to be doing. And it was like, we have this list of like, okay, and we didn't get to that yet. I'm like, we got to cut down. We can't have our calendar wide open. We've got to start to set those times for us, right? For the things we need to do, the strategies, our own reaching out, our own 5/5 every single day. We haven't blocked that out. And if we get booked up, then we're not doing it, right? So it's like the value of our time and the value of, just setting those, like, hey, we're not available all the time things. It's not because we don't want to be available to the team, but we have to respect our own business growth as well, right? So you'll see that there's going to be less times for booking calls, but it's always, if you need us, call us, text us, right? If there's something that comes up, like, that's always been who we are.
Well, that's because we need time to build in the commitments that we made to people like Teresa and the people in Canada and how they're building and their changes in their business, and uplines quit and downlines quit. So we need to make sure we focus on that. So guys, we're learning and adjusting. This is not an ego thing. We're learning and adjusting and say, wow, we got to do more, not only for ourselves, but the more we do. Remember, you always add people down beneath you. That's a benefit to your downline. We have to do the same, right? And everybody continues to grow. Look, yes, if you sold 1 pizza and you made, if the pizza is $23 and you make, $13 profit, you may make less per transaction in network marketing. Of course you do, but it's easy to build up. Guys, look at my Facebook page. There's 850 people at a single training event in 1 city in Korea.
Yeah.
That's how this exponential growth grows. But I'm doing this almost 8 years. Give it time, but let 1 become 2 and 2 becomes 4. The exponential growth, when you hit 20 active people in your business, everything changes. Not 20 people, 20 active people in your business. And you may have to go through 100 to 130 people to do that. But guess what? Everybody else is a loyal customer, a good partner. Maybe they're going to add some value to your calls. So I want to get back to the pizzeria analogy. The beauty of this is there's 1 pizzeria in town, 4 towns come to him. So you don't need to be everywhere like Burger King, right? You just got to be worth the trip. So become worth the trip, right? And don't yell louder, stand firmer. And that's what we're doing. We've been yelling so loud, right? Oh, come, you got to see this. It's great. Now we got to say, okay, now we have the people who are with us. Now we stand firmer, and if we get 1 or 2 people that fall in love with what we do per week, right? That's just fine, because exponentially grow that out for 5 or 10 years, and we're reaching thousands. Okay?
We're so on the same page.
What's that?
My notes are exactly what you're saying, so I'll go after you, but it's crazy.
Well, no, then do it. I don't want
Exactly
to
alignment.
overstep what you're talking about.
No, you said you don't have to, we're not going to shout it. And I'd written down, don't shout your conviction anymore.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So like, you don't have to go on social media. You don't have to, or you do have to go on social media, but you don't have to go on social media and say, I have the best. I have the best products. This is the best company. We have the best compensation plan. This is the best team. This is the best leadership. If you shout it, people aren't going to believe it. When you believe it, people feel the energy of the conviction.
And everybody knows if you have a $17 product, how good could it possibly be? unless it's paper clips or something like that. I'm talking about, like, I understand the $140 our product or whatever, but people don't trust the cheapest pizza. How many people say, "Oh my God, this pizza's so good"? How much was it? $30. $30 for one pizza? Oh my God, but it's so good, right? So there's that trade-off in the compromise,
Yeah, and
right?
couldn't you say if somebody says, "Oh my God, $140," and instead of agreeing with them about the price or going into the objection saying, "I know, can you believe it's so affordable to get these kind of benefits?" And then they're going to be like, "Oh shoot, I can't say it's too expensive now. You just told me it's super affordable," right?
Yep. Well,
Um,
compared to a one-a-day vitamin, sure, it's just, it may seem expensive, but when's the
but it
last
is
time you heard
affordable
somebody
when you
saying,
think of
"Dude, I'm on one-a-day vitamins for the last 15 years, and look at me." I'm like, or Flintstone vitamins, you know?
yeah. I want to quickly say too, just well, unless if you're not done with are you done with the pizzeria?
Yeah,
'Cause
I'm done with the only thing I wanted to say is that the Flintstone vitamins, they all don't taste different. They all taste the same. I don't know what somebody says, "Oh, Barney tastes better than Wilma," you know. Uh,
I
you know.
disagree. The orange one is the best. The
Oh,
pink
that's
ones are
right. I'm sorry.
horrible.
No, I'm thinking of Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops,
Oh,
they all taste the same. They're different colors, but they all taste the same. Not the Flintstone vitamins. Sorry,
right.
wrong. Thanks for calling me out again. Appreciate it. And it's all recorded.
I wanted to quickly share because when you were talking about this and you were talking about knowing your value and how we're going to grow and the couple of people saying yes and knowing your value um,
Hmm.
is going to attract people, right? You're going to attract people to your energy. They're going to be attracted to your conviction. They're going to be attracted to the testimonials you're sharing. But I shared with a couple of people this week that, when we talk about, oh, I don't want to be a Paul, I don't want to be an angel, we don't expect you to be. But at the same time, my
And
honest
who the hell are we anyway?
nobody's no just kidding. No, I don't
I
want
know
to say
you feel
I'm
that way.
not projecting that. That's horrible. But I wanted to say that, yes, I joined Paul and I was a customer for a year and a half observing, right? I
Not
could
even that good of a one anyway, 'cause now it's my turn. You're
I'll
okay
take
as a
it. I'll take it.
customer.
I deserve that. Um, but I had 10 years experience in the industry, right? Had built before, was telling him, no, 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 not doing this anymore. I'll try the products, whatever. I took my spot. And then, which ended up being a fantastic thing to do. I couldn't have, gotten in at a better time. But a year and a half that I sat there just being a customer, then I plugged in and started building. And I was setting expectations for somebody on a kind of a coaching call yesterday. And I was like, listen, I plugged in May. It took me a full year just to get to coordinator. Okay. A full year just to get to coordinator. And I was grinding. So that expectation I'm setting because don't feel like you're a failure if you go executive promoter, back down again, eventually you get to coordinator. Guess what happened after that first year? I rank advanced 5 more times in 6 months because my team started duplicating. I had found the people and the people had found the people that were going to start building the volume with me, right? So I went through hundreds of people before I started to get that momentum. So the expectation we need to set, unless if somebody, people come in with teams. If you find a network marketer and they've got a team and they're coming over, boom, they're going to have success. Great. They may go diamond right away. In the beginning of the company, you hear these stories of people going diamond because there was excitement. The gel was new. Nobody had heard of it before. Other people with network marketing experience were coming in. We're going through that revival again, but don't be upset with your results. The person I was talking to yesterday said, I come on these Zooms and there's all these successful people, and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's set or let's talk real here. I bet you there's only 10% of people that have the success that you think they do on that call, right? And that's not to call people out. It's just that we're working, and especially people who are working with 1/10 of the time that I have to do this. It's like, hey, don't hold yourself accountable. Don't hold yourself to somebody else's standards when you don't even know what they are or what their
Correct.
reality was, right? What their perceived reality is. Because people will tell you they have something, but doesn't mean they
I mean,
do.
I've met more broke millionaires in this industry than you'll in any other
Yeah.
industry ever. Okay, we want to try to hold this to an hour today. I
Mhm.
know it's the summertime. People want to get out. You want to go see fat people on the beach, so we encourage you to go do that. So I'm going to close with this, and I'll hand it to Angel to close us out so we can stop the recording. So whether it's somebody who wishes they had the great abs or they could look good in a bikini, or somebody driving 20 minutes out of their way for a slice of pizza, your principle is the same. People are always looking for something better. What if that something better is you? And I know it's you. You're here on these calls. What if that something better is you? Make sure they know the something better is you. All right, Angel, let's take
I
it out.
love that. I think that's a great way to end it, guys. And just knowing, holding your value, knowing what we have, knowing what you have, knowing who you are, because every single person has a different talent and a different calling and a different reason for being here, different whys, different goals, different everything. You know you, and you have massive value, not only on this team and in this company, but out in the world to share with people. So let's plan that Florida trip and get on that.
Yeah. Come on, Diane, get your ass moving.